Yep, the ninth anniversary, and we'll get into all that in a second. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video. And lastly, type a comment or two, what you liked or didn't like about the episode. It does help the channel grow greatly. I don't care if you hated this show, type it in there and tell us you hate it. But if you love it, that means a whole lot more. So please put that down as well. But just make sure you subscribe and like the video. Also, a special shout out to our largest page contributors monthly: Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, good old Justin. Thank you for your generous support on Patreon each and every month, and basically being the largest sponsors of this show in the Patreon pool. Doc, now that I got all that out the way, I'm sorry, Harper, now that I got all that out the way, how are you?
I'm doing great. So we're 9 years old now?
We are 9 years old. About 9 years ago, I sat at Doc's kitchen table and we recorded in person the first rather mud show and pathetic episode of BTT 9 years ago. You're correct.
Oh.
It sucked.
No, come on.
It was bad.
We all talking about like fucking Ring of Honor shit.
Kevin Owens was brought up. I remember we talked a little WWE, Ring of Honor, maybe a little Impact. I believe actually that particular week, Mickey James was pushed into the subway tracks of a subway train or something like that. And Doc was hot about that. So there was a promo about that from Impact. But yeah, we kind of talked about a bunch of stuff. I believe 28 people listened to that episode the very first week it dropped. So,
and where are they at now?
Well, T-Hog's still around, and Chris Sapita, he's still around, even though
Jesus Christ, they've been around that long?
Even though he hates me.
Why?
A lot. I don't know. I'm just talking.
That's nice.
So I know they're still around. I know Marty Howell and Moretti came aboard at some point within the first year, and 49er Dodger, Armando Martinez, he did too. You know, I'm probably forgetting a name or two that'll curse me out via Twitter or Facebook or email, but I don't know. It's been a fun ride. 9+ years. Wow. 9 years.
That's nice.
I know. And then you joined us like 6 months into the excursion.
That's right. Because I had to let y'all get through all the bullshit, fucking get over yourselves.
All right, on that note, Doc, how are you?
Still getting over all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I guess I'm doing all right, man. In true mud show, unprofessional. What is that?
What was what?
God, this thing is okay. So I'm hot because I come here to get started, and as we all know, Mike and I are punctual to the second. And I flipped the computer on because I'd already restarted it. And it says 0% getting ready to do updates.
Oh, fuck.
Took 25 minutes.
God damn.
So we're late. We might as well not even do this. This ought to be the last episode. I got some kind of stomach bug. I feel like shit.
Oh, fuck. You shitting all the time?
No, this one's just, it hurts like a son of a bitch. It just sucks. But hey, we're not going to we haven't let pandemics, riots, printer cartridges, or computer issues stop us once in 9 years. So it's not going to happen tonight.
That's right. We play hurt, dog.
That's true. If I'm not mistaken, if this is 9 years and there's 52 weeks in a year, we've done 468 shows just on the main feed, just on the normal thing.
God damn. Is that include Smoky Mountain?
No, that's a whole other 200 episodes.
Jesus.
Plus whatever we have done for the patrons.
Oh, God damn.
And I told Mike, I did some mathematics today, and just the main feed show that we do, if you take an average of an hour and a half show, works out to 29 days of our lives we have spent recording this.
My God. Thanks, Mike.
We are Jack's wasted life.
Yeah.
Again, none of this would be possible without all the great, faithful listeners that we have. I will never forget the day in 2015, maybe before Harper joined, where Mike kind of had his head in his hands at his desk, and he goes, "Man, we only had like 50 people listen to the show. I don't know if it's worth it to keep going." And
that was a few months in too.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're like calling the Harper, release the Kraken.
Right. And I was like, he goes, the only thing that makes me want to keep doing this is I got a buddy who does a podcast that says you just got to stick with it. And we got to keep trying to push through. And we got Harper. And I don't know if it was when we got Harper or before that. I came to Mike and said, what if I just heel out on everybody listening? Just every show. I'm just a foul individual. And he's like, shit, we ain't got nothing to lose and nobody to run off. You might as well.
Hence the phrase when I always say he's playing heel.
Right.
That's the genesis of it.
That's the genesis of it. Is I came to him and I said, look, I don't really know what I'm doing, but what if I just tried to play heel here? Work the room, you know? And at that point, Mike was so down on his luck with this whole thing, he was like, might as well.
Yeah.
And so right about that time, that seemed to work, and we got Harper, and certainly we got a boost from the Smoky Mountain stuff and Corny. But the truth is that other than Harper and me, the real stars of the show are the fans.
Oh God, you sound like Becky Lynch.
Right. But I still put us over.
Yeah.
And like you said, we've got some fans out there. I prefer to call them friends at this point. That gosh, they've been with us forever. T-Hog.
See, I just look at them as like, remember like on Seinfeld? I mean, that's when Cheers, when you have like the main people and there was like 2 or 3 other guys that were kind of sitting there listening. They
might get a speaking part every once in a while.
Right. That's how I look at everyone else. Like
that's how I look at the Goon Squad.
Like we're all in on this together.
Yeah, we're all in the same bar.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, hold on. The Crankmaster Jaworski's in the corner wanking with himself. I'm not cranking no man off. I don't care how much abducted in plain sight tries to normalize that. If that's what you like, that's great. But Jaworski's in the corner by himself.
Hey, we try to have an inclusive podcast where everybody can bring their best self. To this,
he's in the corner jerking off to Christy Alley.
Okay.
Or Impact.
As long as.
Or AEW.
Hey, is Phil Allen still listening?
Yeah, I believe so. Hey, he just re-signed up on Patreon. I'm glad you reminded me of that. So thank you,
There
Phil.
You go.
There's a shout out. Moretti contributed a lot to this thing with his ability for us to circumvent certain avenues and get things up and running. Our big 3 that you talk about at the beginning, the Ice and Childry and the good doctor.
And Justin.
We've brought people back from the dead. I mean, we don't have to sit here and talk about it, but I mean,
that's right.
We went halfway around the world to Australia, where I read today that Uncle Raj is trying to get a team in Australia or some games over there.
I saw that, dude. What the fuck, bro? Like, just how much money do you need, bro? Like, what the fuck? It's like I was watching a baseball game, and they got the fucking on their sleeve. Every team has like a logo or some fucking. It's like, bro, how much money do y'all need, bro?
It's
I
Harper.
can
There's this
see
thing.
like the indoor football league doing like that because they got a pot to piss in. But what the fuck does Major League Baseball got to do that, bro?
Well, there's two things. One is there's a belief in business, and this is I've heard it more than once. If you're not growing, you're dying.
Okay.
And the other thing is they do those kinds of things to keep the Arena League without a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have what? Unconvinced Ray over there in the other side of the world.
Yeah, brother Dave, we brought him back from the dead, man.
Drawing breath because Harper came in and it didn't kill our podcast, so our podcast brought him back to life. I mean, think about that. If we had to listen to you, Mike, and ended the podcast, he might not be with us today.
Wow. I'm like a functioning alcoholic Jesus.
You started describing your friend having relations with a deaf woman, and his wife had put the earbuds in his ear to his favorite podcast, and the man woke up listening to you make noises like a baby seal was being beaten to death.
I told that story to some family members not too long ago who looked at me like, I don't know, but yeah. We have who's else? What was it? We got Best Dave Ever out there running around. I'm gonna forget some folks for sure.
Let me say this. Let me say this about Best Dave Ever. He's got to have the record. Shout out to Best Dave Ever, Hall of Fame patron. He's got to have the record for most listens of every episode because he's gone through the library like 12 times at this point. So I respect you, Booker, man. That is a level of, man, you guys are awesome that I would have never imagined when we started this thing. He's gone through so many, like he's made multiple passes through Smoky Mountain, multiple passes through the NWA stuff. That's commitment.
And I understand it. I mean, we've whoa, that damn phone was turned up because we tried to use that a minute ago. We've had some listeners that passed away.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that has sucked. And
I got one. I know R.I.P. Doug Datar. He passed away on us. Back in 16 or 17.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's been
damn. That's
but you think about it, and whenever we went through a pandemic together, when you couldn't go do stuff, and podcasts were important to kind of listen to, take your mind off of stuff. Corny says this a lot. You lose pets, you lose family members, you're in the hospital, job losses. So it's not lost on, well, it might be lost on Harper, but it's not lost on Mike and I that this podcast is used by some of you to get through some of the more difficult times in your life.
That's
like watching Eric Watts beat every great wrestler of any renown.
Yeah, with some like Japanese sidekick that's just you might as well be a potted plant.
Come on.
You don't. We okay. I'm over.
So Mike. Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. Mike, how many more years do you think we have left in us? Or should we tell everybody the big secret tonight?
On the planet or for the show? Which one are we talking about here?
For the show.
Oh, we're going to keep going as long as our health and, we can do so. I mean, there's no plans to shut down. I can't wait to get to the Nitro years and the years that I would really start to worry is once you get past WCW's boom after the Nitro years, and then we got to keep going with WCW through the death years before it actually ends up dying. I mean, I'd love to get to that point just so we could really crap on the stuff that needs to be crapped on like we do now. But I wanted to say one other thing, Doc. But let me let you finish because you said how many more years. We're gonna keep the train rolling as long as we can.
Yeah, there's no plans for any sort of anything else. We feel like certainly no day is promised, but we'll be here next year to celebrate 10, and the year after that, and the year after that. We'll keep going. And again, this is our me time, right?
That's right.
So this is our me
And then we
time.
got
Let me.
fucking Ian Riccabotti's even listening. You know he's a doctor now, huh? You saw that?
I didn't see that, but yeah, it's great to have the best play-by-play man in professional wrestling
The
listening to
most
this mud show
criminally
outfit. Underused.
And he loves to smile a lot, apparently, from every picture I see from him.
He's a happy guy.
Come on.
But I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of his work. I was a big fan of his work when he got with Caprice in Ring of Honor, and he's another very welcome, even though he's a slimy Philadelphia sports fan kind of person.
Oh, come on.
What? I don't like those people.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. He works in a pharmaceutical patient services by day, sits on the local school board while finishing up his MBA, still finds time to hit the gym, train for a marathon, and be a husband and a father. In his spare time, he's also a play-by-play announcer for Ring of Honor.
God, he gets a lot more done than we do.
I know, dude. What the fuck is he like an android? He's like the AI.
Here's what we'll do. We'll get him a couple of kids that play youth sports, and we'll take care of that free time.
He's got that right now.
Fast.
He's got one. His son plays baseball right now.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Fine then. Way to scoreboard me, Riccaboni. Appreciate it. So anyway, this is a place. So Mike and I don't, Harper goes out and hangs out with the guy. Do you ever hang out with the Wildcat guys or guys and your little buddies or go down to the bar?
I don't lie, more and more. I'm starting to just sit here.
Okay, that's going to happen. And Mike and I
Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Al Bundy. Harper's turned into Bundy. I love it.
Yeah.
So this is a time when we get together and talk shit and kick each other in the shins and talk about wrestling, and that's important, fun and shit like that. So Mike, what were you gonna say?
All right, when this show started, I had a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Damn.
Now I have a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old. So, almost 2 adults now. You only had 1 kid.
Yeah, and he was 3. And we had the second one like 6 months after we started.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And you were like, the numbers weren't doing well. And I we knew we were pregnant with the second one when this started, and you're like, look, the numbers aren't doing good for the show. You're not even going to be able to do this once you have that second kid. It's going to be a wrap. And so that was another reason why we were like, we're not sure we're going to keep doing this. Harper maybe really did save the show.
You're welcome.
Thoughts and prayers, dog. And since then, we've gotten nothing but wonderful Harper rants.
Well, and think about it. My daughter does not know a time when I didn't do this.
That's what I'm saying. You even have, yeah.
She is, and really neither does Latrell in that sense. And so, like, they don't remember or know of a time. This is just part of, okay, so the other night we're sitting at dinner. And it came up that Harper didn't know what yeet meant. I don't remember how, but that's where we're at. And And we were talking about, I was telling them that Mike and I were telling Harper about our kids and all their stupid slang. And the kids were like, aren't y'all listened to all over the world? And I'm like, depends on how you define that, but sure. Remember the guy that we...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're going to hell.
Why?
Anyway, that's when I was playing heel. That wasn't me.
That's
Yeah.
the same around the same time they tried to cancel us because you said, Mike, when I said we're gonna set the Smoky Mountains on fire by covering Smoky Mountain Wrestling, I didn't mean literally set it on fire. Oh my God. The
Oh yeah, when they
outrage
had
police,
the forest fires.
the outrage police lit up Twitter and Facebook. I'm like, can y'all not take a joke? But continue, Doc.
Asshole.
So they think now they're famous because they got talked about on a worldwide podcast. And boy, do I have some sour news for them. But anyway, we are, I think, on 6 of the 7 continents that we know of, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So not Alaska.
What?
Sir.
I mean,
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Can you stream down there? I mean, they do have scientists that go down there.
That's where they got the special weapons and stuff, right? That's where
But no, I've never seen a download from Antarctica. You can see downloads by region, and I don't think I've ever seen one come from there. So the scientists don't find us too appealing to listen to, I guess.
Certainly we've had our share of gut-busting laughter, mostly coming from something Harper has told us about. Remember when he first started? And he was going to take his date at the time to the Waffle House for...
yeah, remember that for fucking Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that was one of the first, like, just amazing moments of this show. I don't know that Mike and I have ever laughed that hard.
At the Waffle House. Oh, those were the days.
Those were the days. Now you just sit at home and stew in anger.
Yeah, I wait for the Dodgers game and like, all right, how much sleep am I going to lose tonight? Because they start at fucking 9:00. Because it's 2 hours ahead.
So not only have our kids gotten older throughout this show, but we've turned into old men.
Harper's gotten worse than all of us.
Harper has aged exponentially in the last few months. I'm here to tell you.
You don't know how many times he told me, "Bro, I get home, I want to kick my shoes off and sit down, drink me a rolling rock. Don't want to be bothered."
Leave me the fuck alone.
But also, let's just, we can start on the show here in a second, but just thank you to all of you who retweet, the mullets of Mortons, the eyes of Gibsons, the fake Stan Lanes, the PN Newses, gosh, there's so many. I'm going to forget so many, but just trying to, hey, y'all have been a part of this ride as well. I mean, not as big a part as like us, but again, y'all are in the bar with us. Who am I forgetting? Who's a good, strong listener that I'm forgetting?
I mean, I'm sure we're forgetting someone. I should probably shout out Zoncha, yeah.
Zoncha and Adam.
Adam
yes.
Price. Sean Sparks, little fella, half pint.
Yeah, half pint.
Keith.
Does Raleigh Arnwine still listen?
Yes, he is still a patron. He does still listen. Every now and then I'll hear from him on Twitter, even though I don't check Twitter as much as I used to, but he
How about Mikey
definitely
and
listens.
DFW?
Yes, Mikey and DFW.
Oh, y'all should go hang out with him.
I have hung out with him before.
Oh.
There you go. Busted.
Matt Wilson, who loves Harper's friend Randy, loves Randy's stories about Randy. By the way, before I forget, I did post in the Facebook group as we're recording this, a post saying, share your comments about your favorite moments over the last 9 years. Towards the end of this show, I'm going to read as many comments as I can. I'm not going to read them all, but I'll read as many as I can, depending on how much time we have. So just wanted to mention that.
We'll come back to it later. Thanksgiving manuals and traditions now. We have so much to be thankful for. But you know what we need to be most thankful for is classic wrestling. Should we talk about some and then come back and blow ourselves some more at the end with these?
I got to tell y'all something. that I saw
Uh-oh.
on I-10. I'm driving
Okay.
down I-10, right? And they got a Mustang.
Yeah.
One like the 80s to early 90s Mustang that like every dipshit that you went to high school fucking drove. And he's going like 40 miles an hour. I was like, what the fuck is this dude's doing, bruh? Bruh, as I pull up close, this motherfucker has got his head out the window like fucking Ace Ventura driving because apparently the hood just boom flew up and it was like smacked against the fucking windshield, bruh.
Now, can you describe what this guy looked like?
Some fucking white dude that looked like some, like an adult Beavis and Butthead.
Typical Metairie dipshit.
No, fuck, dude. This dude was he wasn't from Metairie.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, look at this motherfucker on the I-10 with the windshield, with the hood completely bent back against the fucking windshield. And he's got his head out the window, just fucking cruising down I-10.
God.
Pull over,
Jesus
dude.
Christ, dude.
Pull
Real,
over.
bro. And he just said, fuck it, bro.
Pull over.
I'm surprised he was going 40 miles an hour.
Jesus, you ain't lying.
Well, and he can get away with that there because the cops all have way more serious things to take care of.
Yeah. Oh, and I went to my favorite grocery store.
You have a favorite grocery store?
The salvage store.
Salvage place, bruh. I bought a bottle of scotch for $4.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Don't drink that, Harper.
Yeah, Tiffany's like, why did you buy this? I was like, it was $4.
What? Do we have a brand name on this?
It's McCormick. You know, like the seasoning?
Yeah, they do other bottles of types. And was it plastic?
No, that's what I told her. She's like, this is cheap shit. I was like, well, it's in a glass bottle, so you know it's good.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's like, what are you going to do with this? I don't know. Give it to some fucking wino or something. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Gross.
$4 scotch. I don't like scotch that's $100. I ain't drinking $4.
I don't like it either. It was $4.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah, scotch is nasty.
Yeah.
One last shout out to Jim Vinsky, David Jordan, Mike Crockett for helping run that degenerate Facebook page of ours over the last few years. Because Lord knows I take frequent sabbaticals, and I think you guys help to. I know you all help to cleanse it from time to time when the Facebook police are out. Yeah.
Get out the
Good
rubber
dudes,
gloves and the bleach.
Yeah.
Good
it's
man.
probably
Good man.
It's probably cleaning Bourbon Street fucking right after Mardi Gras.
You just pour some bleach in there and set it on fire.
So we'll come back to the comments towards the end of the show. On that particular note, we are going to get started on the December 5th of 1992 episode of Saturday Night on TBS. This week's episode, I believe it was taped November 23rd of 92 at Center Stage. The intro, let me hit play on the video version. The intro, we have Jim Ross and Larry Zbyszko once again on commentary to start the show. Jim Ross, y'all gonna love this, says that due to his actions on the main event Sunday of last week, Barry Windham has been fined $5,000 by WCW. And I got some comments when we interview Barry later. I'm just going to leave it at that. Because Barry's been fined, but Sting couldn't be fined for what he did to Vader. More on that later,
That's
though.
bullshit.
I know. We're going to get there, Harper, though. So every time you hear about a fine, I mentioned Watts with his fines in Mid-South. Well, apparently he only fines heels. Anyway, Doc, that was the intro. We're going to hear from Barry later, but before we discuss that any longer, you got any thoughts on the intro before we go to Too Cold Scorpio versus Bob Cook? All right. Well, on that note, that's almost going to wrap up the show, but it is our birthday episode. Doc, how are you doing on time? I'm going to read through some of these comments. All right. Well, I'll start reading through these comments from the post that I made in the Facebook.
How many did we get?
It's a lot.
Okay.
30 plus.
All right, hit it.
Some of them are quick though. Some of them are quick, you know.
Yeah.
So here we go. All right. So we got Matt Wilson. You can't fuck an Xbox. Well, that was on Harper's rant, and that was great. Matt Wilson, 3 words. Kenny's Key West. That was tremendous as well.
Yeah.
Smoky Mountain genetic defect guy. Boy.
Oh.
I think we all remember that moment in Smoky Mountain with the filthy cameraman.
As it has ever been.
Harper cutting a promo on the OVW fans from Wrestlers, the Netflix special. Yeah, you'd have to that was on Patreon, but I do think I clipped that and put that clip on YouTube. That was the well water discussion.
Oh yeah.
Harper talking about fucking cokeheads.
Oh, no.
All right. Chris Zoncha, when you were covering Summer of '88, Crockett, and you were talking about the Sullivan Precious angle, you guys were talking about how the angle was kind of out there, and Harper just blurts out, yeah, abracadabra, I'm dying. Okay, Zoncha. Jonathan Meisner, Harper comparing Latinas to coyotes.
That's nice.
That was an all-timer.
Aya Winter says Harper taking a piss without pressing mute, or the first time we had what became the annual Thanksgiving tradition. Those are 2 great moments. Matt Wilson, I think this one legitimately woke me up from sleeping. Cutting promos on Hallmark Christmas movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Wilson again, Weilers. That's a Darren story when Darren mom bought Weilers instead of Kool-Aid and he missed out on the BMX bike. Kevin Jeffrey says the Harper Deaf Girl story is the best moment ever on the show. Doc's Smoky Mountain facts by location was the highlight of the Smoky Mountain reviews.
That was fun.
It turned into, let's see, we're in a town in the Smokies. It is poor and white. It's what it turned into after I say after 200, but after half of the episodes where you've been everywhere, it's like, we doing this again? Doc goes, yes. Let's see. I got it pulled up here. Poor and white. All right. Ryan Damon says 16-0 Super Bowl suck it. Now with NFL inflation, it is 17-0 Super Bowl suck it.
That's right, brother. We're getting that all ready for next year.
Steve Pokenhorn. I hope I'm saying that right, Steve. Mama's got a pot roast on. Actually, it was Baby's got a pot roast on, uttered by Robert Fuller. That's good stuff. Markel Briona says Pillman, where he winks at the kid while doing the mom. Well, our listeners love these, but you know, there's a theme here. Like, it's not so much the wrestling they enjoy; it's just the camaraderie.
Right.
Tim Westcott, Harper guessing what everybody drives and what it smells like. Well, we did that tonight. Joshua Daniel Rathburn says Harper in the genetic defect that jumped him at the event.
Oh, no.
The retelling was hilarious. For those who don't know, that is on Patreon at tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. Harper was legitimately, and I'm not trying to be funny, he was attacked by a special kid. I'm not trying to be funny and laugh at the kid. It just happened. And that night, Luke Hawks texts me and goes, bruh, Harper got attacked by a special needs kid. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And Luke never texts me right after a show because he's busy. So that's how I know it was ridiculous. Mark Wilson, Tim Horner Warndorf. Boy, that was something.
I was wondering if we were going to get some Horner at Wildlight.
Mark Wilson again, the T-Rex, especially when he went to the Spam Museum. Mark Wilson again. That's on Patreon as well. tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT.
And I have talked to somebody recently who still stays in contact with him.
Oh Jesus, why?
He's a good dude. Like, you know, I have to say that about the T-Rex. He's a good dude. All right, let's continue. Mark Wilson again. We don't have many more. Mark Wilson again. So it has become a bit played out over time, but the very first time Harper randomly went into the Ukrainian whistleblower, when he became Deep State Harper, is what Mark is talking about there.
We were, oh my God.
I couldn't breathe that night.
I get it. And for anybody who thinks we're doing this, we get it. It is a little played out by now. So we wouldn't be doing it still if we were in charge of this. But Harper, what are you going to do?
Right. Adam Price, can't narrow it down to one. You guys are dedicated. Congratulations. Boy, he ain't lying. We are dedicated. Michael Angel, why is he posting? D-Man and the Weilers bit. Harper make memories clip. Harper talking about some skank he met at Mardi Gras jobbing out to him. That was the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. That was the Squirter. That was the Squirter episode, and I'm just gonna leave it at that on Patreon.
Oh boy, that's fucking broad.
Kevin Carter
had to fucking delete her from my phone. I'm like,
yeah, and you should have never sent this video of that nonsense.
Well,
I remember Harper sends a video and Doc goes, I gotta figure out how to get this off my phone. My kids grabbed my phone. Kevin Carter says circle, dot, bruh, for real.
Yeah.
Sean Stewart, Doc always saying you are white. Craig Norman, Harper's Coyote rant. Josh Fields, I was waiting for this one. Oh, go ahead. You'd say something?
No, I was just riffing.
We just got 4 more to go. Josh Fields, Harper and Bigfoot. It's just kid stuff and Harper's deaf girl story. Harper and Bigfoot, I think that was the first mention in this, and that was one of the greatest moments. Me and Doc were hyperventilating at the end of it. We couldn't breathe. We were on mute because we were choking and coughing and laughing. Aaron Miller, Harper comparing Latinas to coyotes. Keith McIntyre, Harper talking about seeing the big lady at Walmart. If he suplexed her, can he get her over if she sandbagged him? That made me become a patron. I forgot about that. He was talking about suplexing this big broad in a Walmart scooter, and he was like, I don't know if I can get her over if she sandbagged me. Oh, my God. Joseph Rojas says, Harper talking about taking a piss while forgetting to mute the mic. Also, Harper making fun of GameStop employees and the Young Bucks. Oh, boy. Those are some of the many great moments of Book of the Territory.
I got one that is not my favorite, but I love it, is when Harper was talking about he was getting it on with some girl and the turtle was hitting the...
Oh, yeah. Clonk, 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 hitting the fucking glass.
I like that.
Harper said he's in the bed and all he hears, da-dum,
da-dum, bro.
Da-dum. And he's like, bro, I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it's this turtle with this big hubcap shell hitting the top of the glass.
I got used to it after a while.
Yeah, getting the rhythm.
Yeah.
All right, one last.
You know what I noticed about those though, Mike? A lot of those are in the last couple of years, which means we're just getting better and better.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't disagree there. All right, I got one more, and this is the last one that I'm seeing before we shut down the show. It says from Chris Sapita, longtime listener. My favorite moment is when I tweeted I was looking for a new podcast to listen to in August 9 years ago, and you somehow saw it and told me to listen to your show. Boy, do I regret those early shows, but I was watching the E back then because my son was, and you guys made watching Raw somewhat fun. Woo! Boy, you ain't lying.
Lord.
Yeah, and those are all of the ones that are actually here at the moment. So I can't, you may post more after the fact, but I don't have any more that I could read right now. So if it's after Chris Cepeda's and Cepeda, if I didn't read it, that is why. But I thank you all for all of you who submitted a comment there. It is greatly appreciated, and it was good stuff, and I enjoyed it. So, and that is the end of the birthday episode. So appreciate all the comments. Appreciate all the support of over 9 years. Let's hope for 9 more, if not many, many, many more. And I don't think I got anything else. Doc, do you have anything else? If not, I'm going to throw it to Harper to hit the tagline.
Happy birthday to us. I still enjoy figuring out what time Harper's going to get online every Tuesday night when we record, and then what we're going to get into. It's still fun. And like you said, man, let's keep it rolling.